I will admit that there was a certain something to the whole process of Amanda getting in the octagon with Rogan telling everybody, let her in, and Kayla being very welcoming and saying, come on in, Amanda. Very smart and presence of mind of Kayla to do that, because when they got face to face and Amanda turned off the grins and looked serious, I saw a big fight. I saw, oh shit, you know, something we haven't seen for a very long time for the women's bantamweight division. And make no mistake, I'm into it. I'm here for it, definitely. I can't wait to see what actually happens. We're talking about the greatest combat sports athlete the United States has produced, man or woman, versus the greatest mixed martial artist, female mixed martial artist we have ever seen. So somebody explain to me, why am I feeling a little hesitant to go all in the excitement? I like both of these fighters just fine as a fan, and as far as I can tell on a personal level outside of the world of the UFC, they seem like fantastic people. That's not the issue for me. It's more about the fight itself. I just don't feel like, since Kayla has gotten to the UFC, I feel like I still haven't seen enough from her. And I know that's kind of wanting a little bit too much, maybe. It's like, what more could you want? She just blew through everybody. She didn't blow through Ketlin Vieira, not at all, you know? But at the same time, she wasn't really, you know, tested. Will Amanda be the one to be that? Okay, maybe she is, but I guess I would just feel better, maybe, if there was a defense from Kayla and a comeback fight for Amanda before the fight happened. Even if they go to 145 and do it. I know there's no way they're gonna have Amanda fight somebody before Kayla. It would be interesting if something came up like Amanda wanted to fight in December or something like that, and they actually end up fighting this year. If they do that, I think it should be for the bantamweight title, because it'll be very close in proximity to the last time Kayla had to cut weight. These gears are probably already churning for her. I do like the idea of the 145 division being brought back, so Amanda and Kayla can fight for that, and then whoever wins, you know, they can even milk it for more money and try the 135, or do the 135 first and the 145 afterward.
So if you have someone that you know, one of your kids, grandkids, even an adult, that likes to swim.
What I was expecting out of Juliana Pena was nowhere to be found in that octagon, in that cage, against Kayla Harrison. Now, we've already made a video covering Pena and how I feel about that and whatnot, but I only bring it up to say that Kayla looked great, but it just looked like Pena didn't give Kayla enough for me to come away from that fight thinking, okay, my questions of Kayla have been answered. Because these are very big names, man. And because there's so many questions, and I haven't even talked about Amanda yet with her layoff and everything, these questions keep me from thinking like it's guaranteed to be a good fight. Not only Amanda's layoff, but the nerve damage in her leg she was talking about. A few videos back, maybe 2 years ago, I was talking about her considering retirement as she was approaching the fight with Irene Aldana. Is that nerve damage gone now, all of a sudden? It's a striker versus grappler match, which could equal to something very boring. And it's risky too. Another thing that comes to mind when I saw them stare each other down and I found myself getting a little hype is how the UFC promoted Raquel Pennington and Juliana Pena's fight and Juliana Pena and Kayla Harrison's fight. I mean, it was... It was very run-of-the-mill. I thought they would put a lot more into it, you know? I really do believe the UFC is not going to put all the hype around it that they should. This could be very interesting and crossover just because of the titles themselves, what accomplishments both ladies hold. It could be huge, and I for one am hoping that they do something really big, press tour, or at least a big press conference, something cool like Nate and Jorge BMF, you know? When they had the bridge in the background, you could see it, and then the sun was going down and it went to nighttime. I bring that up all the time. That was such an epic press conference venue setting. And something like this, man, they should do it. They should. Are they willing to go the extra mile for something this big? My thing, I mean, even, bro, I don't know if they'd even up the promo ante if Jones and Aspinall got made official. I don't know if they're gonna make it a big deal, Ilya's move up and what he's trying to achieve outside of your standard, like, countdown episodes. And then when Islam and JDM get booked, you know, I don't feel like that's gonna be promoted in a big way. There is not another female fight in any combat sport you can have right now that deserves top-notch promotion. Part of me wishes Jake Paul was involved in promoting this fight.
Hey man, just want to let you know that sometimes you gotta shut the fuck up.
No joke, man, they gotta do something big, because that's the only way to fight that, you know, I know a lot of people, it couldn't have been just me, saw that face-off after the fight, and they felt a little something there. At least a little something. Even if you're, you know, Mr. Tough Guy hater, admit there was a little something there. You know, don't front. The UFC has to keep that energy going. They cannot rely on Kayla went to ATT and Amanda Boohoo. They can't do that, man. This is potentially bigger if marketed correctly. It's quite possible you'd see Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison on that fucking show with the lady and the dude in the morning, and they're just geeks and ask dumb questions, you know? Have Amanda do the South American tour big time, like a month ahead, 2 months ahead of camp. Just get this going. Explain to the audience, old and new, remind why these two are a big thing. It's not because Kayla beat Pena very fast, right? It's because of Kayla Harrison's accomplishments. Also, she has a very interesting story, obviously. Amanda, same thing. I hope we're not sitting on our thumbs for the promo of this. And for the content creators, if you're a content creator and you hear this, here's a little, not a suggestion, not a recommendation, maybe a recommendation, but try to cover it with a little bit of honor instead of just trashing it. And maybe it becomes an interesting fight. You know, you could help that. You're not gonna get anything better than this. A lot of people bring up Wiley and Valentina. I think they both should stay in their divisions because they have challengers that are fresh, and I'm not so sure Wiley's, I don't know, man. I don't know how much sized I am for that fight. Which goes back to my point. Maybe it's just me personally, but I feel like Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison is an opportunity to really get some strong mainstream PR going. I mean, these are two solid personalities that are not like a threat to the appearance of the company if you put them out there behind the microphone and in front of a camera. On a scale of 1 to 10, where am I at right now with this? I would say about a 6. And to be honest, that's pretty high given that there's no fight even announced. If it gets announced and it's this year, it'll ramp up significantly. But another thing that I am concerned about before getting all amped for this fight is how long either of them are going to stay around afterward. Even if they reopen the 145 division and Kayla beat Amanda, right? And she's the 135 and 145 champion. Or they make her vacate that belt, or maybe she goes back down and defends it. But first off, the 145 division is non-existent. And secondly, how many more fights is she going to be there for? The same thing with Amanda too. She said, I'll stick around for a while. What does that mean? She's going to take a rematch with Pena, no matter what, win or lose against Kayla Harrison? I don't see that, man. She doesn't, I'm sure she don't want to fight like Ketlin Vieira. Mayra Bueno Silva's not even in the picture. Miesha Tate, no. Like, there's no one, bro. And that's not to say the women's bantamweight division doesn't have interesting personalities. I think they do. I think a couple need to get out of there. But someone needs to lead the charge. Once again, if you book and booked.
Doesn't have a fight booked.
Right.
Booked.
Right.
Booked.
If you book and market the fight right, you can put some life back into the division. Even though right now everyone looks at the division and is like, man, this is bad. But if this fight was marketed well for the next 3 months, people start getting intrigue into the division itself because of the champion. I mean, this is pretty obvious for some people, but for some people, it's well over their heads. I don't have a pick for the fight or anything like that. It's so hard to think about, you know, what has Amanda been doing? Every time I check in with her, she's like watching horses in fields that she owns and playing with her daughter and enjoying life, chilling with Nina. All's well and fine. Does she still got the dexterity? Does she still have the fight IQ? Is she still, you know, a lot of questions on both sides. But I'll be crawling through the trenches of the internet to get as much info as I can to see if this is gonna be a thing or just another run-of-the-mill embedded countdown. There's the new champion, let's keep it moving.
Yeah, who say that?
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfucker.